So we're supposed to find the coordinates of the point on the unit circle at an angle of 330 degrees. Okay, so a unit circle just means a circle with a radius of 1, and that also tells us something else that's special about the point. Points on unit circle, any point you grab is cosine of the angle that you take to draw that point, the angle of the angle that goes through that point, and it's the sine for the y coordinate. So cosine of theta is the x coordinates, sine of theta are the y coordinates. So over here we're trying to find the coordinates for the angle 330 degrees. The x coordinate is going to be cosine 330, and the y coordinate is going to be sine of 330. So in order to evaluate this, we want to look at reference angles. Okay, if this whole thing is 330, then there's 30 more degrees to go before we hit 360 degrees of full rotation. So when you try to draw out that triangle, I always encourage students to memorize two triangles when we're doing right angled trig. The 30-60 triangle in the unit circle. Since it's in the unit circle, 1 is a hypotenuse, and the side 1/2 is always opposite of 30. 60 is always opposite of square root of 3 over 2. So if you memorize this triangle, it can help you solve this problem. So opposite of 30, according to that triangle that we have memorized, the side length 1/2 is opposite of 30. And we're going to put a negative sign because we went down on the y-axis there, right? So it's a negative 1/2. And that means that this angle would be 60 if we cared about it, and then that would mean this side length is square root of 3 over 2. And then since we drew it in the unit circle, hypotenuse is 1. So we're ready to answer their question. Cosine of 330, we've got a right angle triangle drawn for the 330 degree angle. It's the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. So it's square root of 3 over 2. And sine of 330, that's the opposite over the hypotenuse. So negative 1/2 divided by 1 is negative 1/2. And that's it. Those are the coordinates. And in case you get a triangle that has 45, 45 for the other two angles, you could use the Pythagorean theorem to figure this out, I guess, because it's in the unit circle, so that's 1. And since these two have to match, these are going to be square root of 2 over square root of 2. But for this new one here, for pi is 180 degrees. And we said cosine is the x-coordinate. Sine is the y-coordinate, right? So this is one of the special angles because, look, this is a radius, right? A radius distance here. So that means we're 1 away from the origin, and since we're going to the left on the x-axis, that's negative 1, 0. So that's the point on the unit circle for that angle pi.